Alright, everyone. We're in a state of emergency. I know what you guys might be thinking. There's a common theme betwixt the 3 videos I have on my channel. The 3 best rappers in the game. Not even white rappers, the best rappers in the game. You know, I have a knack for seeking out talent. Okay, let's be real. Jack Harlow's album was trash. I've not had a single inkling of thought about that album since it dropped. Which is a shame because I actually used to like Jack Harlow a lot. I listened to him back when he dropped Sundown and he had whatever that other track was called, like Gotham or something. Back when he looked like a dweeb. But now that he doesn't look like a dweeb anymore, he drops lame music that is not for the boys. It's for the mainstream audience. So now that he's taking it back to his hometown, or I guess some random person's backyard, I'm hoping that we're gonna get a little bit of value out of this album. Now it is a short album, it's only 10 tracks, 24 minutes, but I'm hoping it's short but sweet. Just like my little boy, Jack Harlow. He's looking mighty cute in this picture here. That's our next Woody Harrelson. It's time for track 1, Common Ground.
The suburbs are filled with ebonics and trap sonics. Frat boys saying no cap, put racks on it. The dialect got a little splash of some black on it. Local homicide raids got them astonished. Reading about it on a laptop in pajamas. Microsoft Office to complete their assignments. Never seen the hood, still can't help but have comments. College students in a hurry to jump to a 4 count and say the N-word. Business interns taking Molly them perks. Trampling on top of bodies and dirt. Condescending suburban kids growing up to be rap journalists writing urban myths about who they think is the best urban kid and who the worst is and who's authentic.
I will say I did like. Okay, listen. I've said I will say about 100 times just in one video. I'm not gonna say it ever again. But I will say that I do like this track. It just made me giggle a little bit. I had a little bit of a goof and gaff when he said that college students in a hurry to jump to a 4 count and say the N-word. They're really putting on their running shoes, tying them real tight, and just sprinting towards that finish line so that they can courageously say the N-word. That's just an amazing image. A truly astonishing one. I'm already seeing a little bit more substance in this, okay? I do think that this is a better start than his last album. That rhyme scheme where he was really pushing that that was really weird to me. It just didn't work for a lot of the bars. I'm happy with this. I'm gonna give this a okay. Not a. It's better than okay. It's a good. Let's get to track 2. They don't love it. Oh, the beat was great.
Like,
the beat was on.
I've been smooth for so long, I'm trying to get rough. Fuck buffing my nails, dog, I'm trying to get buff. Fuck shaping my beard up, I'm liking the scruff. And fuck the hills, cause I'm living my life in the cut. Another day, another dollar, another phone with another feature. I don't play goalie.
This flow is nice, cuz. It is nice. Let's rewind it.
CEO, or maybe she doing volunteer work in Rio. They say I got my pop's demeanor and mother's features. The garden's still private as ever. The gang thriving together. Your boys striving to be the most dominant ever. The hardest white boy since the one who rapped about vomiting sweaters and holding comments. Cause I promise you,
Jackman, Jackie Boy sounds hungry. He sounds hungry on this. That's the hungriest he's sounded for about 2-3 years, my opinion. That sample is nuts. The way it repeats and he just keeps amping up the flow. Not even amping it up, but just keeping it at a constant pace. That mad. He's actually coming with some heat. Now I don't know if I'm being blinded by just Jackman's good looks, but
they don't love it. 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 And I do, yes, I want it. I don't care how you feel about it. I do what I want it. I used to look up to the people that I'm moving in front of. It's not that crazy anymore. My city used to a come up. Bryce and Jack G. James is up next. I'm gonna change things. I'm up at Carmichael's trying to get on the same page. I heard about the rapper that you claim was a mainstay. They had a nice run, but they never gonna maintain because
I was getting some 2014 Forest J. Cole vibes. Is that crazy? I think it's mostly just because of the chorus and the sampling. Again, these songs are very short. I'm not sure why he released such a short album with this much substance when his last album was complete garbage and he made all the songs 3+ minutes long. But this is good. This is good. If this album gives me diversity, no pun intended with him being white in the black neighborhoods and all, then that's gonna be just great. Track 3, Ambitious. These samples are loving on me right now.
Ambitious, full peach fuzz coming in, cool kid, but my hair cut like I'm a weirdo. Peyton Steven Montrez.
Hey, he's not. Y'all, do you see the picture right here? He's not lying. He's actually not lying. That's my boy right there. That's my boy. I'll tell you what, maybe I'm getting prettier too. I'm just joking. I'm about 280 pounds.
Friend group solid as it gets. Recording in my room with the air conditioner all up in the mix. Did a couple local shows, okay, my following exists. Even if it's 15 high school chicks. Better than a front row of dicks. One day I'm gonna be front row at the Knicks. Wait until the world gets a load of this. Mustache coming in, I really want a beard though. And I really think this might be my year though. A couple carrots in my ears, enough carrots for me. I'm feeling like the local scene finally cherishing me. Selling out my hometown so my parents can see.
My thoughts so far on this track, it is nice. He's got a little bit of a storytelling kind of thing going on. It is some of that diversity I was looking for. However, he's still got these cringy bars that I think he could just... I feel like he could just do without. Like, 15 high school chicks better than a front row. Come on. Come on, man. And we don't need to hear about your mustache and beard. I'm not gonna lie, we don't need to hear about it.
Heartthrob status, I've adjusted to the lust. FaceTime calls about God from Justin. I can't stop hustling. I can't stop hustling. I'm trying to be inspired, but y'all ain't got nothing. They trying to downplay me now, ain't that something? I saw that coming. Reading way too many articles about myself, I gotta fall back from it.
Marinating in that sample. Now I'm gonna lie, I think that was the weakest song so far. It was still okay. It was okay. What are my ratings? I said the last one was a good, or the number one, the first track was a good. I'll give the second track, because I don't think I rated it, I give it a yeah. Track 4. Is that aight?
No sport cars and no ice. Okay, maybe a little ice. We all got a little vice. No selfies, just say hi. I'm so healthy and alive. Self, it just takes time. The time's now. Stop waiting for the inspiration. They say it's a flaw being impatient, but no airports and no flights. It's okay, maybe a few fights. We all gotta choose sides. No selfies, just say promo. I've been on the road since I turned 1 show. 100 people on set, used to be one go pro. My dad knows a lot of things that his son don't know, but he ain't been to all the places that his son gon' go.
Cole, you stupid.
Okay, were you guys calling me out because I said that he kind of sounded like J. Cole on that last track? Come on. It was just a comparison, guys. I just don't understand why the verses are cut so short. That was okay. Well, I think I'm being a little generous because this song is really just mid. But I'm going to give it an okay. Because that's my boy Jackman. Now, I'm going to give it an okay because I thought that the flows were still slick, still good sample choices. And the chorus was interesting. It captivated me. I wanted to see where it went, but then the song ended because the song is a minute 50. So I just thought that was a little bit of a weaker track, maybe the weakest one. It's going downhill. I'm not going to lie to you. But let's get to Gang Gang. Track 5.
Ride for my dogs, lie for my dogs, die for my dogs. Ride for my dogs, lie for my dogs, die for my dogs.
Sample's cold.
Art Marcus. A bunch of girls say he raped him in the back of some Target. They say he drove him back there in his car, and then he parked it, and the rest is even darker. The one with perfect grades that has family in New Orleans, yes, that Marcus. He's got 7 rape charges. Like, did you hear about Kevin? Or Kevin who? Our Kevin. What happened? He got arrested. They found a bunch of messages he sent to little kids. The one whose dad's a reverend. The same Kevin we spend every weekend with. then call brethren. Ride for my dogs, lie for my dogs, die for my dogs. Truthfully, it's family till it can't be, gang till it ain't. Years of camaraderie suddenly disappear, almost like you never were here. The choice becomes clear, and years of camaraderie suddenly disappear, almost like you never were here.
When I said I wanted diversity, I really didn't think that we were actually going to get something different here. I think that's one of the best Jack Harlow songs I've ever heard. Gang, gang. Ride for my dogs. Blood for blood. I've never heard of that being flipped like that. Wow, that's one of the most introspective tracks that I've ever heard from Jack. The only issue I have, he still gets the point across, don't get me wrong. I just don't understand why his verses are so short on this, man. That might be a perfect. I didn't expect there to be a perfect on this. And my favorite sampling of, I'm adding that to my playlist. Full stop, it gave me chills. The sample really worked strong for his message. Like right when the track starts, you can already tell that something's going awry. His first chorus delivery all the way to his second chorus to third chorus delivery, sort of attitude about it almost dissipates. Track 6, Denver.
Ignorance is bliss, and so is being underground, cause it was fun when we were known less. Sorry, that's cliche, I know I'm so blessed. I feel all this pressure to live up to what they tell me I'm gonna be, so I isolate myself. You can't help me, it's on me.
I can appreciate the sentiment of this so far. However, I don't know how convinced I am of it. He's literally starring in a movie for the White Man Can't Jump remake. That his last album was entirely commercial, entirely mainstream. Maybe he does really dig in and taking rap more seriously instead of enjoying the finer things. I honestly, if he keeps making tracks like gang gang gang, then then I might just be convinced.
And if the people that write about me write about me, and I wonder if my exes are oversharing, cause they know a lot about me. Like my mama needs help adjusting, my father needs help accounting. I'm looking out heaven's window, I know that there's hell around me.
Gosh, it's crushing me that these tracks are so short, man. Because these are his best verses that he's had, I'd say, since his album before the album. Look how long I gotta scroll to find out how long it's been. Okay, it's been since Sweet Action since we've seen some verses like this. Again, I liked the track, it was just so short. I'm also wondering if the literal wordplay that he uses all the time is gonna be grating by the end of this album, because he has very little like metaphors or like bars, so to speak. Track 7, No Enhancers.
My homeboy just beat cancer. I call my ex no answer, as in that's my nickname for her, cause when I call no answer, she walk around this cold world without no safety net or padding. Tough as nails, new acrylics once the old ones get too stale. She don't need no enhancers, she don't need no enhancers, and my baby she a natural, she don't need no enhancers.
Most of the tracks are pretty fleshed out, but then you get to a track like this where you can just tell that he just threw this song together and shipped it. One verse, one chorus. For no apparent reason, he mentions his homeboy who just beat cancer. Like, no disrespect, that's amazing, but what does that got to do with this track? I mean, I guess you could relate it to the fact that he's been pretty down this whole album, and this is maybe a turning point in the album where he starts to be more positive about his surroundings. So you could take it as that. I just don't understand this track really. This is gonna be my first mid. Can't all be winners. Track 8, Can't Be.
It must be my skin. I can't think of any other reason I win. I can't think of an explanation. It can't be the years of work I put in. Can't be the Jeep instead of the Rolls Royce. It can't be the downtime with my boys. It can't be the Tribe and the Biggie and the Nas, the Outkast and the Missy and my iPod. It can't be the absence of any facade. It can't be the worldwide hometown pride. Can't be my aunties and grannies and every other woman in my family that raised me to be upstanding. It can't be that I simply make air candy, especially when the industry could just plant me, especially when I didn't grow up on brandy, especially when I'm having dinner in Frankfurt with Andy. Can't be that we built something to be a part of. It can't be the way that every beat gets barred up. So I guess
this track is cold. One reason. Okay. Now name any other rapper in like the past 5 years. Take NF for example. If he were to make this song, how corny would it be? I think the way that he delivered this and wrote it was really effective. I really enjoyed the song. People forget that he dropped Sundown. He dropped What's Poppin'. He dropped Tyler Hero before he dropped a whole lot of mid. He has the capability to put out bangers. That track with Bryson Tiller, that whole era, he was dropping bangers. I don't care what anyone says. This is going to be my second favorite track. It's almost up there to perfect. I'm going to say it's, yeah. Track 9, Blame It
On Me. Can't hold back. Holding on for a minute.
First feature of the album. Might be a sample, actually.
Inside the lamppost, years go by, something changed when you got to junior high and started hanging with them guys. You run with a crew that doesn't include any room for your little brother. I was destroyed, but I still loved you, cause maybe if I was tough enough to take it, you would love me. Instead of looking at me like I'm disgusting, I wanna reminisce and ask you if you miss those days. But I'm terrified of broaching the subject, I'm terrified to hear your answer, so I just don't touch it, I don't say nothing. We grew up in the same household. For years we were close. One-on-one, I would dominate you in the post. Years passed, but the bond didn't last. And now I hate the man above the sink looking at me in the glass. My baby brother, I don't have an excuse, but I know you remember the way that dad would let loose on me more often and way less you. He criticized and tested me, so I test you. I'm terrified of broaching the subject. I'm terrified to even ask, so I just don't touch it. I don't say nothing.
I don't have the full picture yet because I haven't heard the third verse, obviously. But wow, this is pretty impactful. Initially, I thought maybe the chorus was supposed to represent his sister. Is what I was getting from that first verse, is that his relationship with his sister sort of fell apart, and maybe it's not even recovered to this day. Now he's flipping it in the second verse to where he actually mistreated his younger brother, it seems. Unless he's speaking from a different perspective. Again, I don't know enough about Jack Harlow, but that's what it seems. That's a pretty good flip on the chorus.
You grew up in my household, under my roof, raised you with discipline and taught you life's truths, lashed out at you for things you'd misplaced, reprimanding you in public till you're red in the face. I needed you to be your little brother's role model. Everything that you do, he just gonna follow. Don't you understand? Cause the way I parent you is how my mother did, and the way you treat your little brother's how my older brother did. But I'm terrified of broaching the subject. I'm terrified to break down, so I just don't touch it. I don't say nothing.
I don't know why I assumed it was a sister. I think this is his younger brother in the first. This is his younger brother in the first verse. Him in the second verse. His father in the third verse. This is a pretty phenomenal storytelling track. I'm actually pretty impressed. I love the sampling. I love the chorus. I love the reiteration at the end of each verse where he says, "I'm terrified to hear your answer, so I just don't touch it." Here he says, "I'm terrified to even ask," and then finally, "I'm terrified to break down." Because it's like different perspectives. Like if you're a father, you don't want to break down in front of your children. This is a pretty powerful track, I think. I would say that's perfect. I don't know what people are saying about this album. Maybe they're saying it's corny. Maybe they're saying that they think he's trying to pander to his audience, his original audience of fans who wanted more substance. I don't know what they're saying, but for me, I think that this is a great track. And so far, this has actually been a pretty decent album, unbeknownst to what I ever would have thought. Final track, questions.
Why I treat my brother like he ain't my only brother. Why I gotta treat my manager like I'm above her. Why I gotta get so intimate with all my lovers. Why I gotta cheat and make her question if I love her. When did I become this type of a guy? When did the text you send me stop getting replies? What if I don't meet their expectations? What if I don't reach my destination? What if I don't live up to the hype despite all my dedication? Why you think I'm scared to take vacations? Why do I feel I need approval from all my skeptics when I fill arenas up with a passionate following when that's actually all I need? But what if they stop caring about me? What if they stop swearing by me? What if they stop riding for me how they used to do before I was in front of everybody? I rep the state, but do they care about me in Barron County?
You know, his entire career, he's been doing nothing but praising his hometown and talking about how much everyone's applauding him for his come up. I think we're seeing someone who's trying to prove himself again. I think he saw the backlash for the last album. This is the best move he could have made after just a dumpster fire like that. This is honestly impressive. It's not the best album I've ever heard, but I'm blown away at the depth and the honesty that this album has. A touching last track that pretty much wraps up this album as a whole. While I didn't love every track, I thought that there were some phenomenal tracks on there. Gang Gang and Blame on Me, even Questions to a certain extent, I think are some of his best tracks in his entire discography. Yeah, that was impressive. I'll give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I gotta give it to you, Jack. Gotta give it to you.